Hello and welcome. My name's Campbell. This is AutoDidactic channel. Hope you're having a spectacular day. Thanks for joining me. And today I thought we would revisit this map. Now I have looked at this map probably a couple of years ago now. And this is called the Map Mondi Dress Aeon from 1450. So Par Fra Moro, that's who drew it, Fra Moro, cosmographer, Venetian, blah, blah, blah. So basically it's a world map. Now it's from 1450. And this map, it's not actually the entire world. In this picture here, what we've got is, it's actually upside down. So this is Africa. And up here we have, the Middle East, Europe, with Spain, Italy, and going over to Asia here. So it's only half of the Earth, but it's a very interesting map. So let's go and have a look. Okay, and here we are. So this is, it's a very intricate map. And as we can see, oh, look what we've got straight away, Tartaria. Now, I would love to translate this map. Now, I think, what are we talking here? El Monte Cesio, El Que, is that Italian? I think that's Italian. I'm not sure, but if you can read Italian and you feel like having a bit of a look at this map, I would love to know what it says about Tartaria. I would like to know, because it's got these, it writes about, all these different cities. And I would love to know what it's telling us, because this is, from what, 550 years ago or so. And as you can see, this world from 1450 is completely built out. We have these massive, and these are the cities we're finding everywhere, right? Walled with towers, domes, the balls on top, the spires, the, Greco-Romano, porticos, just everything. It's all there. This is what the world was in 1450. Basically, I mean, look at these places. This is fairy tale land, guys, right? This is the land that they tell us never existed. When there were castles everywhere, and there was, the world was seen differently. There were different beings around, and the world was a much different place, obviously constructed differently. All their tech was different. As far as we can tell, it was all, free energy and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, what I'd really like to know is what all this writing says. So please, if you can help, let me know. Links below for like Telegram group. That's probably the best way to contact me. We are organizing people so we can so I can get to my emails, so that will be an option soon. But at the moment, if you can, just send me a message on Telegram, just @ my name, and I would be very appreciative. I mean, look at these castles here. Look at this. This one's empty. This is, I'm like, oh, they're all empty. So what are they? Why would that be empty? These for airships. Arcanara. Ooh, arcane, right? And so we're in Russia here, right? This is all just, I mean, look at the build out. Like, this is just everywhere. It's completely built out. And we could go over this for days. So this is Russia. And if we come down here, we've got India. India, Sin, I'm not sure what that is, Sin over India. And all these old towns. And this is another thing I do, search for a lot of these names. There's not a lot out there though, but I think maybe I'll start trying it on some different search engines like Yandex, that aren't Google, right? That aren't completely censored, because we know that they're onto us, right? The system, it knows we're out here. It's onto us. It knows that we're researching this topic. It knows that what we're finding, and that it's spreading, and it knows that it's been busted. So there's all this stuff coming out. There's actually a series coming out with Keanu Reeves, and it's called what's it called? The White City and the I can't remember, the White City and the it's like the murder or the psycho or something. Apparently there was some like mass murder around it at the World's Fair in, I think it was Chicago. But they're bringing out this series, and apparently a lot of the emphasis is on how they built it, right? So I think that the Matrix is responding to us. Look at this city, Delhi, right? City grandism. Does that mean it's a grand city? Delhi. So this is, we have some similar names, but then we have some names that are just lost, right? Seem to be lost. We've got the desert, we've got Asia. Where are we here? So this is Mare is sea, Persicum, Persian Sea. Looks like what they'll call it, because of course Persia was this area. Now Persia is now, sort of Southeast Asia, pretty much like Thailand and all these Bangladesh kind of areas. Salam. And of course, look at the boats. What's going on with these masts? Pretty interesting. The ocean, the Indian Ocean, okay. And then of course down here would be, Australia and all that kind of region. But look at all the islands. Now Southeast Asia has a lot of islands, but I don't know if it got this many. This looks fairly different. This is almost like a wall underwater. We've got our boats here traveling around, and we've even got sharks and dolphins and things, and random like barrels floating around in the ocean. These very, what we're told are sort of Spanish Armada kind of ships. So not really looking like the world that we were told was around in 1450, because 1450 would have been pretty much, in the Dark Age, right? The end of the Dark Age is just before the Renaissance, all this kind of stuff. So the world that, they tell us that it should have been, basically everyone was living in mud, right? With nothing. But we look at this, and this place is just completely built out. Completely. And we're not talking grass huts here. We're talking castles, star forts, towers, the whole, everything. I mean, look at this. Like, we see these everywhere. It's like the Pantheon. And of course we have the pyramids. And this is another thing we find, is the spelling, right? The spells. It's just changed so quickly and fast, sort of between the 1300s and 1600s. They just completely change, the language and how it's interpreted. Egypt up here, I'm not sure what Gion is, but Egypt, the plateau, and this does show the pyramids. Now, I've been looking at Africa lately, and a lot of the old maps don't actually show the pyramids, which is pretty interesting. But Africa, right, this is the Sahara Desert. And as you can see, we got Capsa here, a huge castle. And another thing I find interesting is a lot of towers and things coming out of hills. They look like they're, this doesn't look like it's on top of the hill. It looks like it's half buried. So, and of course we know what, a lot of hills, right, they are buried buildings. So this is almost, it looks like it's kind of been drawn after the deluge, when things are a bit flooded and they hadn't quite cleaned everything up. But what, if that's true, that means that there was an inundation, shall we say, the mud flood. And after that, the Sahara Desert looked like this. So there was obviously another event, because the Sahara Desert does not look like this anymore. It is a wasteland. Okay, look at this. These are all rivers coming down to these big gates. What's that? Mimes, Menya. Look at Morocco. We've just got these huge cities everywhere. And I'm not sure what this is, but look at this, 3 towers. And look at these lines connecting up to this cloud. I'm not sure what's going on there. That kind of looks like they might be sucking something from the ether though. But this, again, this is Africa, right? This area, I mean, look at the size of this tower. Sardin. And Mauritania, that is still a region. Now, obviously back here it was a pretty big region. Now it's just a small country. And the other thing I find interesting on this, you know, we've still got these countries like Libya or regions, Egypt. And down here, we always get Ethiopia. Okay, Ethiopia. And, you know, when they put the names, they're not marking out countries. They're just sort of like regions. But we've got Ethiopia here, right? And then if we come down here, we find Ethiopia, Occidental. So it's like Occidental is South Ethiopia, but it's spelled differently, right? No H, and it's got a Y. And then we come here, we've got ETHY, spelled different again, Ethiopia, Australis, or as Austral, which again is like southern. So Ethiopia of the South. So, you know, how big was Ethiopia back in the day? Look, it's a very large region of this continent. And look what we have down here. I mean, look at these cities. Look at that. I mean, you know, mercury balls everywhere, spires, towers. This is Sadai, Barara. And this is obviously a region, Abbasia. Oh, here's another Ethiopia. Look at this. What is going on with Ethiopia? So this map, like, and there's a ton of, you know, writing here. So if you can read this and you feel like translating it, you know, maybe reading it out and recording it so we can all get a better understanding, I would really appreciate it. Over here, we have the planets, okay, Earth, Terra. And what's outside of the land? Aqua, water. All right, water's above. Is that what we're talking here? Aria, Fuoco, Luna is the moon, obviously. Mercury, Venus, the sun, Mars, not sure, Saturn, all the different planets basically. But isn't that interesting? Land surrounded by water. Oh, okay, that's probably air. Land, water, air. Fuoco, is that fire? As in like Terra del Fuego. So that might be fire. So these might be the actual elements, right? Earth, water, air, fire. And then the moon, Mercury, Venus. But no doubt this tells us what they're talking about, or down here. So again, if you can read this, please let me know, because this, you know, it's just the kind of map that you could spend hours and hours looking through, and hours more if you can actually read and interpret it. Maybe I'll have to learn Spanish or Italian, French, a few other languages. Well, Santos, I think, said he speaks 8 languages. Maybe I'll send it to him. Who knows? But there we go, guys. I'll leave the link for this below. Go and check it out. It's got all these. Now, this is just at the time where they're, you know, starting to try and push the globe thing. You know, so I've got the, you know, the tropics here, but basically a globe, right? Tropics, equator, and so that's just called the parallel set. Now set is north, and this will be meridionalis. I don't know, but they're basically the Arctic circles. And then up here, you know, northern Europe. What are they showing us with these trees? Look, they're all dead or dying. This one's snapped, this one's fallen over. They've got no leaves on them. So, I mean, that could be showing us that, you know, it's autumn, right? They lose their leaves. But up here, so Look at this. Sepulchre Imperial. And look at the size of that. I mean, they may have put a bigger size to emphasize its importance, but who knows? Look how big it is compared to this little thing next to it. And here's another one, another sepulchre. Interesting. Septemtrian is up north. It's trying to find a country here. So Europe, Nepal maybe. Okay, Finlandia. Isn't that interesting? Finlandia, which I'm pretty sure would be Finland. Over here, Ireland. So Norway. So this is, sort of Scandinavia, Norway, Finland. Down here, just Europe. So that sort of comes down into what have we got? So sort of Italy, Spain. Is that right? Everything's a little bit different. And so this should be the UK. Isola di Chiesa. Okay, we've lost England. Or is this England maybe? Stellanti. Not sure. And then over here, Ixalandia. Now, Ixal, that's very sort of, Aztec-y, sort of South American, but they have a lot, of words sounding like that, Ixal. So that's probably part of the Americas. Because we've got Europe, go across, you've got America. So, here, okay, we found it, England and Scotland. Anglia, Scotia, and of course, Anglia, England, the Anglo-Saxons, right? But if you look at that word, that's most of the word of angel, right? So what's that? And of course, Ireland was called Hibernia. So all these different names, and before Anglia, England was called Albion. So there's all these different name changes going on, and in the recent past to just confuse us all. We have Russia, Bianca. So I mean, I could go with this map forever. So just wanted to show this, guys, put it back out there. Definitely put a call out for anyone who can translate this. Let me know. And like I said, I'll leave a link below in the description so you can go and check this map out yourself. So thanks a lot for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed that one. The world in 1450, and much different than we're told. Pretty much, fairy tale land, right? All this stuff that only kids are allowed to believe. But we have discovered it. We know what the world was like, and now we have the pictures to prove it. I mean, just look at this place. The old world in action. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.